Yo, what's up? It's your boy Gunner here, back with another YouTube video. In this one, I want to give my full recap on WrestleMania 42, specifically Night 2, but also just my overall full ratings on the show as a whole as WrestleMania weekend. This probably isn't going to be a quick 3-minute clip, but I will try to make it as short and sweet as I possibly can. So first, I'm going to start off with the opening match. You got Obafemi Darula versus the Beast Brock Lesnar. It was a really good back and forth match, I would say, for the most part. But then the very ending of the match was my favorite part. You had Obafemi choke slam Brock Lesnar, fall from grace to Brock Lesnar, and pinned him 1, 2, 3 for the win. And then after the match, it got even crazier. You had Brock Lesnar take his gloves off, take his boots off, and hug Paul Heyman in the center of the ring like we're witnessing the retirement of the Beast, Brock Lesnar. I didn't think we would see that until SummerSlam later this year in his hometown, Minneapolis, Minnesota, where he goes one-on-one maybe against the career killer himself, Gunther. But it turns out that unless something changes, unless that was just like a fake, I mean, that definitely should be his WrestleMania retirement, I would say. Unless he comes back at SummerSlam, that might be the last we see of Brock Lesnar in the WWE. Who knows? That's all I really wanted to touch on that. And then we go into the second match of the night, which was probably my favorite match, if I'm being honest. It wasn't necessarily the best match. I'll get into that later, but it was definitely my favorite. You had the Intercontinental Championship ladder match with a bunch of guys. You had Penta, Javon Evans, Rusev, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rey Mysterio, if I didn't say him. You had 6 different guys in there. And they tore the freaking roof off the place. It was actually insane. You had Javon Evans do a crazy cutter to Rusev off the top of a ladder. You had Penta do a Mexican destroyer to JD McDonough through a ladder. You had JD McDonough do a Spanish fly to, I think it was Dragon Lee off of a ladder. You had so many crazy spots in this. It was pretty much everything I wanted and more. I was really stuck in this match between Penta and Javon Evans. At the same time, it would have been cool if you had Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams win the first 3 matches of Mania, now that I think about it. You had the big 3 rookies from NXT come up to the main roster just earlier this year. But at the same time, I get why they don't want to give it to Javon Evans yet. I feel like he should actually get it in like a one-on-one type of scenario. Maybe even as late as like SummerSlam. By the time he's like possibly 22 years old at that point, I'm not exactly sure. I do still want Javon Evans to become the youngest Intercontinental Champion in history. I think that would be great, but I just don't think it was his time yet because Penta still needed a longer reign as the Intercontinental Champion. He literally just won it like a month ago, so I'm kind of glad he didn't lose it yet. Then you had the third match, which I believe was Sami Zayn defending the United States Championship against Trick Williams. This was one of those matches that I just wasn't necessarily excited going into the show because, again, I really wanted Carmelo Hayes in that spotlight, but I think with the way that they told the story of this match and having Trick Williams get the big one, I was really excited about that. Then you had the Demon from Balor versus Dirty Dom Mysterio. They turned it into a street fight at the last minute, and I was really hoping that this would be a squash match, but instead they decided to have the Demon Finn Balor pretty much whoop Dom, no sell a lot of his moves, and still get the win. So I was cool with that. Then you had Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill for the women's championship, and it was pretty much what I expected too. A little bit of interference getting involved in there. You had me, Chimpy, Fab help Jade Cargill. You had Io Sky help Rhea Ripley, and then at the end of the day, Rhea Ripley finally got rid of the tyranny that was Jade Cargill's championship reign. Because let's be honest, nobody enjoyed Jade Cargill being WWE Women's Champion. She was holding that thing hostage ever since she's held it. She's only defended it like once or twice, and I was really getting tired of it. So I'm just glad Rhea Ripley finally brought it home. Mommy is always on top. Then you had the main event, which was definitely by far the best match of the night. So far, probably even the best match of the year. I loved Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton last night. I also really enjoyed Roman Reigns versus CM Punk here tonight. Oh man, they literally did everything they could possibly imagine. A spear, a GTS, stealing each other's moves. CM Punk did a Superman punch and a spear. I don't think Roman did a GTS. He tried to at one point, though. I know that. You just had a bunch of crazy off the wall stuff. You broke both announce tables. Punk hit a huge elbow drop to Roman through one. Roman did something to Punk through another table or something like that. These two men literally just like beat the crap out of each other, and oh man, it was so fun. It was so entertaining. I loved every second of it. I really can't put that match into words really how much I enjoyed it. It was probably a 5-star classic if I'm being honest. One of the most legendary things I've ever seen. I love the WrestleMania 40 main event. I've talked about that. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, CM Punk. This was good. You even had the WrestleMania 41 Night 1 main event last year with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. You could tell they had chemistry then as well. Tonight really delivered, man. I don't think I said this in my video from last night, but night 1, I really enjoyed it a lot more than most people. If I had to give it a lettering, I'd probably give it like a B, and night 2, I'd probably say like A, because night 1 was good, but night 2 was definitely a lot better. And you could also tell that the crowd was more there too. Like, if I had to give it a rating out of a 10 scale as well, like a 1 out of 10, I'd probably say like night 1 was like a 7 out of 10. And I would give night 2 maybe like an 8 out of 10. I don't know if I can go as far as a night out of 10, because it really bugged me that night 1 had 7 matches, but night 2 only had 6 matches. So I guess my OCD being like, shoot, this ain't even, you know what I mean? It really lacked that because the show wasn't even supposed to end until 10 o'clock, but it ended at like 9:30, so it really got cut short. And I feel like had you had one extra match on there, it would have just made things a lot smoother, you know what I mean? Also, I forgot to mention on night 1, Bianca Belair got pregnant. She announced the baby Montez Ford. Congratulations to them. I'm so happy for them. And then on night 2, you had this really funny segment with John Cena, Danhausen, as well as The Miz and Kit Wilson. You had like midget Housens. I don't know if you call them that. You had Danhausen do a 5-knuckle shuffle in front of Cena and just disappear doing a magic trick, and I was blown away, I guess. Like John Cena said, retirement life is treating him awesome, right? That was great. So I really enjoyed those little segments that they had. John Cena being the host of WrestleMania 42, of course, my GOAT. Salute to him, shout out to him. John Cena, man. He opened the show off right. He said, "Welcome to WrestleMania." And man, it just felt like I was in for a treat, you know what I'm saying? WrestleMania 42 was by far so much better than WrestleMania 41 last year. WrestleMania 41, especially that night 2 main event with Cena and Cody, man, it really let me down when you had Travis Scott involved in there. At least the night 1 main event, despite having Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll involved in there, it didn't feel like, I don't know, it didn't feel as forced to me. Now, granted, some of the spots may not have made sense to some people. Like, I know Randy Orton came into Pat McAfee, it's like, why would you turn on the guy? You know, and Pat with a slow count when he was the ref, like, there's things like that, okay, maybe don't add up. But, overall, I really enjoyed the match choreography, the way that it was produced by like Bobby Roode and I think Michael P.S. Hayes as well, whoever was behind all that. If anything, Triple H did. I really loved it. I gotta give him props where it is. I'd say night 1 was like a 7 out of 10, a B. Night 2 was like a 8 out of 10, an A, or even an A plus. I mean, it wasn't a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 just because it wasn't as long as I expected. I hate that it was basically ad mania. People kept calling it ad mania because the ads, if I'm being honest, and you look at the timing of everything, the ads were just as long as the matches were. Like, the matches lasted for like an hour and a half. The ads were like an hour 15 minutes. It was ridiculous. So they definitely got to fix that for SummerSlam later this year and also WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year as well. I'm really worried about WrestleMania in Saudi when it comes to the ads in particular. I think that's going to be a big issue that we see next year. I'm really hoping they deliver on the matches, though, and the Hall of Fame and all that good stuff. Whenever we come to WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia, I'm really hoping that I'm able to live stream on YouTube with you guys because, unfortunately, I did suffer some technical difficulties when I went live streaming night 1 with Leo, and then I was going to do a thing on night 2 with my good friend RJ, but unfortunately, that did not work out either. So we had to do a plan on my Discord server, which, by the way, if you don't already follow me on Discord, I would recommend going to my bio on YouTube and clicking on the link to join my Discord server. We got Gunner's Gang down there is what I call it. Like the chain gang from John Cena. That's kind of what inspired me on it. But yeah, we got some really great stuff that we talk about. Great community down there. We got like 95 people. I'm looking to get 100. That would be awesome. Just like 5 more of you guys. And also, thank you for all the support on those WrestleMania 42 predictions videos that I did. I love every single one of you. I saw I got like 24, 25 new subscribers out of it. A lot of videos got like double digits in likes and like 1,000 views, and I just want to say thank you so much. I know all of you probably aren't going to see this video, but I really do appreciate your support. We're at like 340 subscribers now. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers by SummerSlam. I want to try to get to at least half of 1,000 subscribers would be amazing. But I'm going to cut the video short today. We're almost like 10 minutes in. I think that's going to do it today. I love you all so much. You have no idea. Take care. All glory to God, and peace.